The first 2 seconds of your video are either gonna make it or break it for your e-commerce ads. The scroll stoppers, the absolute magical tool that you can be using for your videos in order to actually get better results online. So it's 2022 and many people are asking me what's the quickest solution to getting better results of your ads in general online right now. The e-commerce world is in a little bit of a crisis, as you can see, because economically the world is not in the best situation. Many people are facing problems. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world, and we're always looking for some low-hanging fruits in order to actually boost up the sales. So something that most of the businesses are not doing perfectly, from what I've seen as a marketing professional, is making good scroll stoppers. What is a scroll stopper? The scroll stopper is the first 2 to 3 seconds of your ad. It's something that will either basically stop the person from scrolling through their feed or not. So it's a make it or break it moment. It's the moment of truth in terms of CTRs. So if, for example, right now your account is having a 1% CTR, generally of your ads, how do you make them to 1.5 or to 2? Because the difference from 1% CTR to 2% CTR, even though it might be super simple to actually correct it with the ads, is huge when you're actually speaking in terms of volumes. Because you are paying for 1,000 impressions on Facebook. You're not paying per click. You're paying per impression. And when you get more clicks out of your impressions, that means that your cost per click will drop based on your CTR. So that's super important to actually know and understand. For example, you're paying $10 for your CPM, so you're paying $10 for 1,000 impressions. And if you have 1% CTR, that means that you're paying $1 per click, because 10 people will click on your ad because of the CTR is like 1%. And that means that if you're paying $10 for 1,000 impressions, you're paying $1 per click. What if you get it to 2%? And that's not a crazy number to get 2% CTR. If you get it to 2% CTR, that means that you're getting 20 people to click on the same ad that you've paid just $10 to advertise, and you're getting 20 people. That means that you're only paying 50 cents now per click. The difference is huge when you speak about volumes. What if you're paying $1,000 a day for your ads? What if for $1,000 you're not getting 1,000 clicks but 2,000 clicks? And that means that you're just doubling your purchases immediately just with having better ads that are more eye-catching. And in order to get better and eye-catching content, as simply put, you need better scroll stoppers. You might have the most amazing content in the world. You might have the most impactful video, like a great story, something that if you actually watch it until the end, you're like, yes, I want to buy the product or I want to buy the service immediately. Yet the first 1 or 2 seconds are just boring. And we need to speak about the platforms a little bit more here. Nobody is on Facebook or Instagram with the purpose of, I want to buy the product of this company today. No, they don't have any intent to buy anything. They're there to scroll, to watch some videos of cats and dogs or whatever. They're there for gossip. They're there to message their friends. They're not there to buy something today, but you're paying on those platforms because you want to sell to that person. And you need to make them stop, because what is the average person doing? They're just going on Facebook and they're scrolling. And maybe when there's something interesting, they'll pay attention. The average attention span of a certain ad is below 2 seconds. It's around 1.5 to 1.8 seconds per ad. So if you don't grab the attention of a person in that attention span that they have, you're done. You might have the most impactful video in the world if they watch it for a minute. You might have an amazing thing that you want to share to them, but quite frankly, it's simply just not going to work if your first 2 seconds are not eye-catching. So you need to be dynamic. Maybe make a big claim in the first 2 seconds. Maybe show a bunch of content that's like mixed in an interesting way. Maybe put the most important message or the outcome of what they'll be watching in the first 2 seconds and make it in a way so that even though they're scrolling and they're not fully paying attention to everything, they're like, I need to pay attention to this. So if you get it from 1% to 2% CTR, or from 2% to 3% CTR, or there are businesses that are operating with 0.5% CTR, what if you get it to even 1%? That's going to make it a huge difference in terms of your profits, in terms of your sales. And even if you get it with 10% better results, what if you get 10% better CTR gonna mean for your business? What if you increase your sales with the same amount of money that you're spending right now, right away? You get 10% better CTRs overall on your account, and you get 10% better sales out of that. Come on, that's pure profit that's just entering your business without spending any more money on it. So as a good practice that I love to use in my business is to create different scroll stoppers for every new video that we're launching. So for example, if I have one new video, I would like to have 3 to 4 different scroll stoppers, because I would like to test those 4 different video variations, even though the context is the same, the video is the same, but because I have 4 different scroll stoppers, now this is also solving my creative issues, because this is the way that I will know whether one video is working or not, and I'll see it through the scroll stoppers. So in order to increase your CTRs and get better results in general, the number one thing that I would pay attention to is the scroll stoppers of the ads. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask me. I even have colleagues, we were joking actually today that with one of the video editors and content creators that I'm working with, he's like, Victor, since I started working with you, I'm constantly just thinking about your scroll stoppers because I see how impactful they are. And I'm not joking, it's an absolutely amazing way to look at advertising, because we're in a world where there is a deficit of attention, and we want to understand, we want to know if something is actually impactful for us in like 1 or 2 seconds. So make interesting content, test out different scroll stoppers, and check it out and tell me after that how it went, because it's going to be interesting for me. And yeah, subscribe to our channel and follow us on different social media accounts, because we're now on LinkedIn, we're now on Instagram, we're now on YouTube, we're absolutely everywhere. And I'll be just sharing different types of best practices and great content about e-commerce from my experience working as an agency owner and also working as an e-commerce store owner. And yeah, feel free to ask me any questions that you have. Or if you have an e-commerce store and you'd like to work with a team that really knows what they're doing, just send us an email and we'll definitely like to see what you're up to.